Leans Left. Well, it's still legal. Still legal today, but apparently paying out SNAP benefits not legal. Now, this is a complicated issue, which I'm sure they won't tell you the truth about. But it was Kenjani Jackson who put the order on, and it's a long game because if she didn't do that, the majority Supreme Court would just give Trump whatever he wanted. So she knows that and drag this out even farther. So what she did was put an injunction in the Supreme Court to speed up the appeal process so that it would be resolved faster in the long run. And so it seems like it's a bad thing, but I mean, it is a bad thing. It's a bad thing when I told you this the other day. I said he's going to run to the Supreme Court, and that's exactly what he did. It's because the guy's a fucking scumbag. We have a scumbag for a president, and half this country grovels in front of him. I can't, for the life of me. And the gaslighting, the levels of gaslighting. We're at North Korea levels of bullshit now. Like he posted today, prices are going down under Trump. Like, and now they're all saying, well, yes, we're doing a good job of affordability. For example, he says, Thanksgiving dinner is 25% less this year. Yes, you also get 13 items less. You also get great value brands instead of name brands. So you get generic shit, you get less of it. And it's cheaper, yes. But it's a piece of shit. Like every fucking thing he does. I don't understand why anyone thinks that this is a way to govern a country. They're having Great Gatsby themed balls for rich people, while at the same time the government is shut down and people are starving, and we're still not burning shit to the ground. There's a Trudy showed 6767. Hey, he did it twice. Wait, do I gotta do this? It's like, I don't know what that is. I mean, I know what it is, but it's fucking stupid. Let's be honest. I don't know, these kids today with their West, like, people are starving. Hey, we always have 6-7. Like, how many pounds have you lost since you're starving to death? 67. I just did twice. I'm sorry, 6-7. You don't say 67, right? You gotta say 6-7. Maybe I say it enough times I'll go viral. That's like and this is why this country is failing. It's like you got a fucking clown in the White House. SNAP benefits are turned off. Government shut down. The fucking air traffic control is out of hand. Planes are flying out of the sky. They got to cut back the air traffic at the holidays, which is going to cause a huge clusterfuck. And everybody's out here talking about, say 6-7. Like, you know, it should take 6 or 7 days to burn this country to the fucking ground. Like, that's it's because this is where we're at. I do have a question for you conservatives, because you're playing both sides of the fence here. Now, tell me, please, is Mom Donnie gonna create a communist stronghold in New York City or an Islamic caliphate? Because you can't be playing both sides. One or the other, right? Or is he gonna combine them together and create something new, like Islamists? Islamism. It's like Sharia law, but with communism. That's like, it's all so fucking stupid. This is the dumbest country on earth. We have all this stuff. We have all these resources. We have all this money. And we're dumb as fuck. Period. They're trying to convince you that the House is shut down. They refuse to negotiate at all. And they're still trying to tell you that it's Democrats who are causing all this trouble. What's up, Christina? Thank you for joining us. And then I don't know if you heard this, but it's true. The Democrats offered them a way out. They said, hey, all you gotta do is monarchy. Are you fucking serious? This guy says fast. Bring back monarchy. We're too fucking stupid. We need a strong man king to tell us what to do. You should be ashamed of yourself, man. What happened to us? Really? When did we become such broke dogs? We're supposed to be freedom, right? Land of the free, the home of the brave. We're not brave, free, or smart. We're fucking dumb as fuck and weak. We lay down for these people, rich people. Look at the boots. The founding fathers could see you now. They'd kick you right in your fucking balls. Which you belong. You know, I mean, what you would deserve. Because we are not what they envisioned. We're regressing back to a peasantry that's cowed and beaten. What's wrong with the monarchy? That's why we had a revolution, bro. You know anything about the history of this country? Just curious. What's wrong with the monarchy? What, do you want to lick the rich man boots? I mean, that's fine. There are a certain amount of people that's what they want. Living is hard. Living is hard. Making my own decisions is hard. It's easier just to let someone tell me what to do. And to lie to me constantly. Trump's like, oh yeah, everything's cheaper. It's like, I do the bills at my work. I have to change the prices because everything is up. They didn't change me in the system for whatever reason. I mean, not all of them. I mean, some of them are, but the outside vendors, when you put in the prices by hands, they have the old prices. So I have to change the prices. Why? Because the prices are up. Trump's in the White and the thing that's the prices are down and people just don't know about it because fake news doesn't report it. Like, people go to the fucking store, bro. What? Are you serious, dude? Alright, so this guy Cake Dog says the English king sucked, but any alternative is worse and leads to corruption and Fabianism. What do you call what's going on now? Are you really sitting here trying to tell me that Trump is not corrupt? Really? Seriously? This is why we're the dumbest country on earth. This is corruption. The corruption is right there in your face, and you don't even care. You're like, yes, give us more. Take more billion-dollar jets from Qatar and then let them build military bases inside of our country. Yes, let the president create meme coins and take everyone's money from cryptocurrency. Yes. Let the president's son-in-law take $1 billion from Saudi Arabia. Who did 9/11, by the way? It wasn't Zoran Mamdani. It was the Saudi Arabians. All 19 of them, bro. Yes, Ken. Dirty. Dirty as fuck. Do I like fried light bulbs? That's an interesting question. Never had one. But I guarantee you, in some Midwestern county fair, they have fried it. Because they fry everything at the... What? Keg Dog, what the fuck are you talking about? He says, yes, the system today is corrupt. We need a king so corruption doesn't happen. You still haven't given an argument against monarchy. You have one now, and he's corrupt as shit. Do you think you're going to give a person unlimited power and all the money, right? And it's going to be not corrupt. The system, the American system was designed to try to facilitate a system that wouldn't be corrupt. The idea was that these local representatives would represent their constituents, but that's not what's happened because these corporations have gotten so powerful and so rich that they just bought the system. The problem is the capitalist system. Nobody wants to say that, but it's like the unregulated capitalism leads to. It's like what Trump is doing now. Like remember when the campaign was going on, Kamala Harris said that she was going to look into price gouging by these food companies and these corporations who were gouging people during the pandemic and after, right? Because all the prices went up and they didn't really go down, did they? Right? And everyone laughed at her and called her a communist. And what happened yesterday? Trump says, I've ordered the DOJ to investigate these meat companies for price gouging. No, what you do, Keg Dog, is you fix the system so it works more than like it was designed to do, which is you regulate the capitalism. You put caps on the amount of market shares that these companies can own so that there aren't monopolies like there used to be. See, if you don't know a lot about this country, we've been through these swings before many, many times. Keg Dog says, I agree. I'm saying it's either monarchy or oligarchy. Well, maybe. Or maybe, like I said, you can fix the system back to where it's more equitable. Although, I think that tech companies and technology, like the game has changed in fundamental ways. The problem is this, which I said the other day, is that we're stuck in the past, right? They have not passed really any laws to regulate the internet in any way since it's been out. And how long is the internet? I mean, the internet's been turned on since the 1980s. So you're talking about almost 40 years, and they have not really done much at all to regulate the situation. It's like I was talking about the AI videos the other day, right? If they cared about the future of the world and all that, they would be making laws right now, to make these kinds of videos illegal. Because you could be smeared, you could be lied to. AI videos shouldn't be illegal, but they should at least be labeled. Say, hey, this is not real. This is AI generated video. Instead, they make an AI generated video and then they pull it out to you like it's real. Because they're trying to lie to you. They're trying to manipulate you. And the reason why they won't make these laws against it or to label these videos is because they know it's a good tool for propaganda. The real problem is we've gotten way far away from moral clarity. We have no more moral clarity. Everything is partisanship, hyper-partisanship, and everything is politics. Everything is politics now. Everything. Things that shouldn't be political are now political. Like music and health care, things that we used to say, well, hey, how can we make this good for everybody? Like, it doesn't matter anymore. One side says, hey, I got all the right ideas, and the other says, I got all the right ideas. And then, listen to conservatives, right, who bitch and complain and scream all fucking day, try to tell you, if only you did things the way I wanted to, and you liked Jesus like me, you'd be happy like me. And you're going, you're not happy. You're a miserable fuck. Matt Walsh was trying to say today. I saw about Matt Walsh is a huge. I want to get this. I want to say this right out front. Matt Walsh, huge piece of shit. Anyway, so piece of shit. Matt Walsh was trying to say something about how Michelle Obama is not a happy person because she criticized Trump building this ballroom or whatever, or what, and I'm like, dude, your whole entire job is to bitch and complain about everything all the time. And play a victim. Right? Matt Walsh, total racist piece of shit. Says racist things all the time. But then makes a movie. Am I racist? Let me answer that question. Yes. That should have been the shortest movie in the history of the world. It should have been like, Am I Racist by Matt Walsh. And then the next frame should have said, yes, he is. The end. That's the end. I read you the other day about what he said about Mom Donnie winning and how it was only because the filthy immigrants voted on it. There were 2 million votes in the election the other day in New York City, right? And Mom Donnie won almost 50% of them. That ain't all immigrants, bro. It's not that many immigrants or 50% of the fucking city. That's the other part of it is they're so entrenched in this fantasy world that they have created that they are no longer attached to the truth in any way. At all. This North Korea level, I said shit that here, I'll show it to you. You wouldn't even believe it. Here it is. This is the official White House page, right? It says, prices go down under President Trump. Thanksgiving dinner is 25% cheaper than under Biden. Price for a dozen eggs dropped 79%. National average of gasoline dropped $3 a gallon. And September inflation rate at 2.5, beating market expectations. Dude, this is the North Korea gaslighting bullshit. I mean, I just got gas yesterday. It was $3.60. It's not $3 fucking dollars.
Small YouTubers gather right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I never thought for 1 second that we would get to a point where, like I said, the President of the United States is just spouting complete bullshit. And I don't know if you saw this yesterday, but old drunk Hegseth, the Secretary of War, he likes to call himself. I'm the Secretary of War. Dude, these people are so fucking... Anyway, he says, we gotta put ourselves in a war footing in case our enemies want to FAFO. He said that in a speech. Like, are you fucking 12, dude? Really? And if you're going to talk like that, just say fuck around and find out. Don't fucking play games. You know, have a drink and fucking say what you really mean. You fucking drunk piece of shit. Like, this is all a reality show. And how bad do you think those Epstein files are? Huh? Bad enough to start a war? To fucking distract you from that? Sure seems like that's where we're headed. Right? The Congress is shut down again another week. I guess Mike Johnson's never going to bring the Congress back. I don't know if you remember this. And I know that people say, oh, you can't just stop comparing to the Nazis. Okay, but you remember when Hitler became Chancellor of Germany? What happened? Right? The Reichstag dissolved itself. Shut itself down so that they could let the dear leader have all the fucking power. Right? Well, they can't dissolve the Congress. Right? But they can never have it in session. And not swear in the duly elected members who are elected by the fucking people, which is that lady from Arizona still sitting there. Mike Johnson is a sniveling, weaselly fuck. Nut liquor. who will do anything the president says, because he's out there today repeating those lies. Oh yes, it's affordability. We're making it, everything's affordable. Is it affordable for you? Tell the truth. Right? His price has gone down since President Trump's been president. You go to the store. This is what I mean. Like, it's one thing to lie about some shit like trans people play sports or these mythical things that they create, and then they lie to gin up your fucking emotions and shit. Okay, that's one thing. It's another thing to sit here and tell you that gas is $3 a gallon when you just paid $3.60. Gas did go under $3 in some places around here, because I got some for $2.60 last week. Okay, but it only went down for a minute. It was like a couple days. It was back up to 3 something. And we already talked about this before. The president has nothing to do with the price of gasoline. When gasoline is cheap, it means that there's a big supply, there's less demand. And now that they're shutting down the air traffic, that'll be less demand for oil, because it'll need less jet fuel because there's 40% less flights or whatever in the holiday season. Name me one thing, Keg Dog or anybody that's watching here, that's going well. I'll wait. Besides the stock market, they keep saying. The stock market is being propped up by a bubble, huge bubble of money that's invested in AI that's not really making any money. And the AI bubble is going to burst. I mean, there's all these AI companies and all this money's into them because they all hope that they're going to be the one company that breaks through and figures out how to create the super intelligence, which will eventually destroy us all, I'm sure. And it's all a house of cards. Other than the AI bubble, the actual economy has contracted. They just lost more jobs than, I think they said, in 30 years. Recession level job loss. And that's only like a murky picture because we don't have all the information because the government shut down. Tell me what's going well. And you got these people that are like, oh, it's okay that he just unilaterally kills people on the high seas. These are drug traffickers. In John boats. That's like it's a reality TV show. Because that's all these people are, and that's all they know how to do. It's a performative-based reality TV show every day. But now it's a reality TV show about a country slowly sliding into the shitter. Because they can't even get their shit together enough to fucking fund the government. And they're so afraid of pissing off Donald Trump that they just go along with it. You realize we have they've quietly put down there a war force. There's almost 5,000 troops down there by Venezuela. There's an aircraft carrier and a couple of destroyers. Like, they're setting up to go to war for regime change, which everybody knows doesn't ever work. Regime change. They actually believe that they can go in there, take that dude out, and then install that chick, their puppet, into power, and that Venezuela's just going to be okay after that. Just gonna be okay. Everybody's just gonna go along with that. There's not gonna be a civil war and all these other things and power vacuum and all the things that happen when you do that. We've done this hundreds of times, and what happened? I was thinking about today, for me it's superpowers, right? Russia, United States, like they haven't done very well when they do this, right? Russia went to Afghanistan. What happened? Lost. Eventually had to leave, right? We went Vietnam. What happened? Lost. Eventually had to leave, right? We tried to help Korea. What happened? Lost. We didn't lose, but it was a stalemate, and North Korea still exists, right? But we went to Iraq. We took out Saddam. What happened? Civil war, chaos. ISIS was formed. We had to leave. Afghanistan. What happened? Oh, the Taliban was in power. We went and invaded. We took control of it for a while, and then what happened? We had to leave, give it back to Taliban. The superpowers haven't done very well. It's namely one war that the superpowers went into and won. Like now, Russia's stuffed out of Ukraine. They have not won. They're like 0-10. Or why did I say 9? What was it? 9-1, right? One tie. Like, let's say we tied in Korea, it was a tie. But the superpowers have not done very well, have they? And being a superpower doesn't really matter, because that's what I'm telling you before. Is you can't just bomb people into submission. Like, sure, you have more superior weaponry. Sure, you have all the air power. Sure, you have all this stuff. But ideas are on the ground, bro, and people are on the ground. You can't kill an idea as much as you want to. It doesn't work. That's why conservatism is a fantasy. It's like I said, they're so deluded now that they can't even look at the reality of the situation. Instead of saying, yes, this is bad for people and that people can't afford stuff and we have to figure out ways to fix this problem, they're going along with the gaslight and lies and just say, yes, everything's great. That's totally not why we lost all those elections the other day. It's like, they're fanatics, as I've said 100 times on this show. And fanatics don't want to hear nothing that pops their little fanatical bubble. Reality cannot exist in a fanatical mind. Like I said, just look at them. Do they look like happy people to you? And they're like, if you just accepted Jesus into your heart and you and fascism, then you'd be happy like us. And like, they're not happy. They're miserable pieces of shit. They want to project that misery onto you. And the only way they can make their policies seem appealing is by creating enemies that you have to hate. You go, well, this is bad, but that's worse. You know, that's why they hate Mom Donnie. You know, because I said before, he's dangerous because he's about to show you what you can do if you tax fucking rich people and use that money to help the fucking people. If you cut these fucking corporations and big billionaires off of their subsidies and tax breaks. Everybody says Elon Musk is a genius. You know, the genius part about Elon Musk is that he figured out how to create businesses where they just give him $1 trillion. Tell me how SpaceX made money. They're subsidized by the government. $1 trillion contracts. You're like, yeah, I could run a company too. You give me $1 trillion. Like, what the fuck? I did find it interesting, and this is true. There's all these stories out there that say, you know, oh, Tesla, first of all, the fact that the people at Tesla Tesla's down. I know you know. I mean, I know you know this. Since Musk got into politics, Tesla has went way down in value. Right? It's still valuable, but it's way down in value than it was. And in spite of that, they still voted to give him this $1 trillion pay package. Right? And people go, "Oh, I got a $1 trillion pay package," but you don't understand is the package itself is tied. It's like a sports, like an athletic contract where like there's incentives. So if Trump gets the value up 8%, then he gets $1 trillion or some shit like that. But that's never gonna happen. If he doesn't do it, he gets zero. So he bet on himself, which is admirable, I suppose. But he's not going to win this bet. He's not going to get the $1 trillion. But that's how today's world and today's media, they don't really tell you the full truth. They just go, "Oh, I got a $1 billion pay package," and then the left wing people, use it and go, "Oh, I got a $1 trillion pay package. Just tells you why it's wrong," and that's kind of not, I wouldn't say lying, but it's definitely twisting the truth. The truth is, like I said, he bet on himself, which is a losing bet. I mean, you would only make that bet if you were high as fuck on ketamine, which we all know he is at all times. Plus, he's starting in the hole that he created for himself. And the test is way down. Now he's got to get it up to the original value and then another 8%. It's not going to happen. Meanwhile, these Chinese electric cars are better than Teslas and outselling them, because the truth is he never was really that good at making the cars. He was just ahead of the curve. He created a product. Now the Chinese make the same product better and cheaper. How's he going to compete with that? I don't know. See, he's the kind of person, he just needed that $1 trillion number on the thing for his own ego. Because he's an egotistical, all of them. That's why Theo is the most dangerous, because Theo stays behind the curtain. Theo doesn't care about being famous. Theo only cares about power and control. And you get the most power and control by staying behind the curtain. You notice, Musk got a lot of power and control there for a minute, but didn't last very long, did he? He flamed out like one of his rockets. It didn't work. Because you can't be, it's like the mob, like how the mob, remember the mob brought itself down by becoming reality TV stars, basically. Like John Gotti cared more about being famous for being the Godfather than he did about actually being the Godfather. And that's why he got busted and sent to prison. I will give him this, he died in prison of old age. He wasn't killed on the streets like Paul Castellano and some of the others. But you can't be a gangster and want to be famous. It's just like Musk. Like, you can't want to be a political power broker and also be famous and on the TV all the time and tweeting out Twitter all the time. Does Peter Thiel even have a Twitter? Does anybody know what Peter Thiel thinks about anything besides the Antichrist? Which I find hilarious. Only the Antichrist would churn out a story that the Antichrist is coming because he's trying to distract you from the fact that he's actually the Antichrist. It's projection. It's just like, it's all right-wing shit. Like if Peter Thiel's talking about the Antichrist, you know what that means? It means he's the Antichrist. It's like, it's like when the right-wingers call you the left Nazis or whatever, it's because they're fucking Nazis. And they say, "Oh, they lie." Trump's like, "Oh, the dude's lying. They're not telling you that the prices are down." It's like, no, who's not telling me the prices are down? The fucking cashier. According to the cashier, this shit's expensive. Trumpism is a lie. It's a house of lies built upon more lies. It's all lies. There's the very fact that so many people ever bought into it. I could never, like I said, it's like some mass psychosis. And you think that Donald Trump cares about regular people? Why he's telling you that your shit is cheaper than you just paid at the store for it. And they see, like, again, does he have an idea to solve these problems? No. It's a reality TV show based upon tweets and truths, which is, like I said, which is why he truth out. We're going to investigate these meat companies, because he doesn't have any real plans or ideas about anything besides fucking you over and lining his own pockets with money. Like Cake Dog said, it's oligarchic corruption. And see, the system isn't working. The reason why he's getting away with it is because I said they've broken the system. Because there's no Congress to put a check on what he's doing. And all the people that are in Congress that could put a check on what he's doing are pathetic, groveling nutlickers. They're just going along with everything that he fucking says and wants. And that's why this is happening. If the system was functioning as intended, the Congress would have already stepped in numerous times and put a fucking break on this shit. But Congress isn't even in session. Hasn't been for almost 3 months. There's elected members of Congress who have yet to be sworn in. There's places where there should be an election that they're not allowing an election. They've taken over the system, and like I said, they've broken it on purpose. It's called Project 2025. It was right out there for everybody to read, but nobody wants to read anything, or because we're fucking stupid. This ain't no shit. When I was young, I used to read books all the time. I mean, I still read, but not as much as I did when I was younger. When I was young, I was a voracious reader. I read all the time. I always had a book. I was always carrying a book around, and I swear to God, people would be like, "What you read them books for?" What? I don't know. So I'm not a fucking moron? See, people in America are proud to be stupid. This is a frustrating country to even then. Like, I've always had these opinions, but I've never been so vocal about them. This is a fucking stupid country. It always has been. The average person is dumb as fuck. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. When you have people going, "What you read books?" But Bill Hicks had a bit about that too. It is true. It's always been part of the plan, Laura. That's how rich people stay in power. The people are easier to manipulate and bamboozle and lie to when they're fucking stupid and uneducated. That's why I say all the time on this show is that all you got to do is inform yourself and vote. It's not even that difficult. But see, that's what I mean is they're so caught up in this game that they don't see what they're doing. And what they're doing is, as I said, poking the sleeping giant of people who have been checked out of the system for so long because they think it doesn't affect them. Right? Well, now everybody's being affected in lots of ways. This chick yesterday, I swear to God, the same chick I talk about all the time. This is how stupid these people are. Right? She was bitching about Medicare. Because people she knew now all of a sudden were having trouble with Medicare. All of a sudden. And instead of going right to the truth of the matter, which is Trump and the Republicans changed all these rules. Remember the waste, fraud, and abuse? And they had to write in all these rules and people got to prove that they needed Medicare. They had to jump through all these hoops. Right? They made it more difficult. on purpose. Instead of acknowledging that and putting the blame on them, she's like, I blame all politicians for this, whatever, different, you know, and you're like, dude, this is a lot of word salad to not blame Trump for what Trump did. And she still wouldn't do it. She's still like, hey, did you read what I said? I said I blame all of them. And I said, well, you didn't read what I said, which is, your blame is misplaced because this just happened. Why do you think this just happened? And who's president? And what did they do just a few months ago, right? They passed that big, beautiful bullshit bill. What was in that big, beautiful bullshit bill that you obviously didn't read, right? Which is creating a bunch of hoops for people on Medicare and shit to jump through because they want people to get kicked off. Don't you understand that? The Heritage Project, the whole foundation, the Heritage Project and the whole, I'll say it again, the Heritage Foundation and the whole Project 2025 thing is intentionally designed to destroy these programs, which I told you the other day, they've always thought was communism somehow to help people. Why do you think they go so hard to convince you that socialism is bad? Right? Because they want to siphon off the tax dollars for themselves. They don't want the tax dollars going to help people. Because that means less money for them. They're greedy, evil pieces of shit. Period. There are plenty of rich people who are good. There are plenty of rich people that you can find them if you look around who say, I pay more taxes. I want to pay more taxes. We should pay more taxes to help people. Those people do exist. But the fucking evil billionaires won't let it happen because they're greedy as fuck. They want all the money. Not only are they happy being rich, they also want to, like I said, siphon off the tax dollars for themselves. So it makes it easier to run a company when you don't really need to bring in a bunch of money, that they just give you a bunch of money. You see Trump's brilliant idea today? He says, and I swear to God this is true, he says, they should stop giving this money to the insurance companies, the Obamacare money, and just send it directly to people. So they give you like a couple $1,000 check and they go, good luck. That wouldn't pay for one surgery or anything that you needed for your fucking health care. So you're gonna have no insurance, but the government will give you a couple grand every year. That's his brilliant idea. That's his concept of a health care plan. He's again, these people are fucking stupid. And you know who these people are? Most of them. They're legacy rich people. They were born with money. So they're not smart in any way. They're not curious in any way. They're not really even educated. They all have degrees with that they fucking bought. You can't sit here and tell me that I can't even remember where Trump went to fucking school, Cornell or some bullshit. I don't even remember what school he went to, but there's a reason why he won't show you his transcripts. Because they're garbage. Because he's a moron. But he still got a diploma. Why? Because they paid for it. I'm sure you know in your own life, everybody does, someone who's like, oh, that guy went to college. He's got a bachelor's degree. You start talking to him and you go, this guy's a fucking moron. It's like, guy's an idiot. College degree don't mean nothing. I don't know why they keep kicking me off the chat thing. It's pissing me off. I guess I have to run this fucking software while I'm I don't know what the hell's going on here. It's a new phenomenon. Again, I've been doing this show for months. It's just never happened. But the chat keeps disconnecting itself and going, "Oh, dude, it's the AI. It's it's pro-Trump AI. It's like trying to fuck you up. You gotta shut this guy up. We see his show is growing. You're shut it down now before he becomes a threat." I got news for him. I ain't going nowhere. I did this show for 5 fucking people for 6 months. You think I'm gonna quit? Like, no, you just keep going until it catches on, or it never catches on, but at least you die trying. That's one thing about me. Once I do something, once I decide I'm gonna do something, I'm like, I'm gonna do this. And I will not again. I will reiterate, I will not take Russian checks like Benny Johnson. That motherfucker. You got a lot of fucking nerve, man. That's what I'm talking about. The level of gaslighting is off the charts. Of these people like Benny Johnson, like I said, who literally took millions of dollars of Russian money to run his podcast, which is intentionally designed to divide Americans, and walk around like, I'm a patriot. You're not a fucking patriot. You're a piece of shit scumbag traitor who should probably be taken out and shot. It's like, there's any justice in this fucking world, but there isn't. That's the other part. You know, as you get older, you realize all that fucking people are good and there's justice in the world. It's all bullshit. People are stupid, and rich people lie to you to keep you under the boot, and you fucking go along with it. And like, oh yeah, Trump he cares about us. Really? You believe that? While they have, like I said, gilded balls, and he's building a fucking grand palace ballroom right out of Versailles. While food stamps are off and people are starving. He's trying to send the fucking National Guard and they put everybody under the boot. People are like, yeah, this is fucking crime. It's just like the other day, right? I was telling you about the Cincinnati election, right? The guy's running for mayor who's not been a very good mayor. You gotta be honest. He hasn't been a very good mayor, this guy. Instead of taking advantage of that and finding a legitimate, credible, real candidate that they could run for office, right? They ran J.D. Vance's brother, who, I told you, got caught for not paying taxes on his fucking business, which means he's also a corrupt piece of shit. Right? So he lost. So you get in the car to go to work the next day, and you turn on the radio, and the guys on the radio talk about, oh, everything has not been good, and they sent all these people back to office. And why? You gotta ask yourself, why is that? Well, just food for thought. You know, and then he goes to commercial break. It's like, well, I'll tell you why, because you fucking picked a piece of shit candidate. Nobody wants J.D. Vance's fucking brother to be anything. There's name recognition. This ain't not name recognition. You're talking about running the country. Running the city. Running whatever. You're talking about running shit. Just because this guy's somebody's cousin or brother-in-law. That's what I mean. That's what's wrong with this country. There aren't any real solutions. And they need to get the Congress back in session because Massey's getting bored and regressing back to his old self and posted ridiculous bullshit. And you're like, this is why I didn't like you in the first place. I started liking him, and then it's like, oh, you're showing the side of you that made me hate you in the first place. So, like, please get back in session and get back on this Epstein file thing because I don't want to hear you posting Glenn Beck bullshit conspiracies about January 6th. It's like, they're so desperate to gaslight you about every little thing. And this is the real problem is politics has just become bullshit and lies. And like it's always been kind of bullshit and lies, but I mean it's way off the chain. And I thought that the internet and all that would help because you can fact check things, but people don't fact check things. People don't want to know the truth. They want to be told what they think already and stroked. And I'll say it again. I said it 100 times. If there's Democrats in the Epstein files, good. Release the files. Let's see who it is. Let's get them all out there. But see, you can't do that because you know who's in there? All the richest and most powerful people in the world. They'll fuck up the whole system. Probably across the world, not just here. They already fucked up the fucking royal family of England. You think he's the only one? He's the fall guy. There's more than that. If you think about it, really, the level of perversion and like pedophilia that's gone on in the world, like the Catholic Church, the Epstein shit, like it's way more prevalent. I mean, all the sports, you know, the figure skaters and the wrestlers at Ohio State. The fucking, it's way more prevalent than you ever thought. Let's go back to what I said. It's like, all this shit about the world is good is bullshit. It's like icing on a shit cake. They try to, you know, to tell you, well, the world sucks, but people are good. Deep down inside, no, people aren't good. People are horrible. And all these systems are designed to lie and shield these horrible people from accountability from the horrible fucking things they do. Period. The fact that we can't agree that pedophilia is bad. Like I said, I don't care. If there are Democrats in the Epstein files, I don't care. And they should go down. Because it shouldn't be a cult. You shouldn't be so attached to your political party that you lose all sense of humanity and your moral fucking center. It's like the Israel thing. Like, genocide is bad. Bad. War crimes are bad. They're bad. It doesn't matter if the Bible tells you Israel is great. It doesn't matter. The people who are running Israel are pieces of shit. Who murder children. It's like what happened, like I told you last week, whatever. They got caught abusing these prisoners. And instead of saying, hey, this is wrong, we have to fix this, Netanyahu just went after the person who let out the fucking information. This is bad public relations. Yeah. Yeah. Murdering children and sexually abusing prisoners of war is bad for your public image. On that I agree. But the fact that you think it's acceptable to have that going on inside of your system tells you everything about the world. People are fanatics. Doesn't matter if it's religion or politics or these Nazis. Like, they're fanatics. And the only thing that matters to them is getting the power to push their vision of the world upon to you. And that's it. That's all they care about. And they'll do anything it takes to fucking do that. Put the boot on you and make you live under their rules. America was supposed to be a place where you can be free to do and be who you want. And we see, human beings apparently aren't ready for that. Because it's only taken 200, little over 200 years for the whole thing to start unraveling. This tolerance and like the world runs on racism and bigotry, bro, and sexual exploitation, and war and murder. That's how the world is. We give you the unvarnished truth. That's it. And you say, "Oh, people are good." People aren't good. Look around you. There are good people, but they're not fanatics. That's what I'm saying is they're poking the sleeping giant, which is people who are basically essentially good and just want to go about and live their lives and be left alone, and who thought that the system, which is true, didn't say it doesn't work for me, so I'm not voting, I'm not participating because it doesn't work for me, right? But they were at least able to eke out a living. But see, they let them destroy the system so much so that now it is affecting you. And then they go, "Oh no, how did this happen? How did this happen? Because you stopped participating and you let the evil people take over the fucking system. And you're so fucking stupid." Like I said, they wrote a book about how they're gonna do it, and people are too lazy to fucking read it. And they said, "Oh, Democrats shouldn't talk too much about Project 2025 because people don't want to hear it." It's like, now they're living in Project 2025, and they're going, "Hey, wait a minute, this is a fucking nightmare." Like, yes, all you have to do is read the fucking book and realize that when people are just lying to your face, they think that you're fucking stupid. When J.D. Vance said, "Oh, the immigrants read Cats and Dogs," I don't know if you remember it. J.D. Vance was lying his ass off for that debate, and Margaret Brennan fact-checked him, and he went, "Hey, you said it's part of the rules. You weren't going to fact-check." He basically admitted that he's lying right to your face. Millions of people watching. We're like, "Oh, I like this guy. I'm going to vote for him." Because you know what? That's what fanatics do. They don't care that they're being lied to. As long as they're owning libs and they think that they're getting over on you somehow. Because deep down inside, they're fucking just pricks. They're just assholes. They're miserable fucking jerk-offs that want you to be miserable too. It's really that simple. It's fanatical Christians, right? Pete Hegseth is a Christian nationalist, right? He's got the fucking tattoo and everything, right? He's a drunk fucking guy who may or may not have raped a girl. These are Christians. These are today's Christians. The only Christians you can trust are Episcopalians, bro. That's the only humanistic fucking Christianity that's left. Everybody else has become Trumpian, Nazi, fucking fascist, Christo-fascist pieces of shit who lie constantly. Mike Johnson lies his ass off every 5 seconds. Calls himself a Christian. I don't know what churches you went to, but when I went to church, they said that's bad. But see, the churches were different. The churches weren't inundated by politics like they are now. Everything, like I said, they've turned everything into politics. Everything. There used to be things that we see. That's why Americans, when the Americans used to come together, when there was an issue like the Epstein file, right? They said 89% of the American public wants the Epstein files released, but we're not come together to make that happen. Why? Because we're still arguing about all the other petty shit. Like, well, I'd hang out with you and help to get the Epstein files released, but you like trans people or whatever, and they're blinded by these cultural issues to give away their own, like I said, freedom and autonomy because we're just kind of fucking stupid. Human beings are, like I said before, there ain't no hope for us. I used to have hope. I mean, I have hope after the after we won on Tuesday. I still have some hope. I mean, at least that enough people are gonna wake up there to get out of this, but it's not gonna stop the 35% of Nazi pieces of shit who live in this country from continuing to try to push their Nazi shit onto you. It's never going to stop. It's not like you're going to come to some kumbaya moment and that humanity's going to go, oh yeah, and we're going to wind up with the Star Trek. I said the Star Trek world is not going to happen. It was a brilliant, lovely vision that Gene Roddenberry had for the future. But that future does not exist. And it's not going to exist. Because we still can't get past our tribalism and bullshit and stuck in traditions from the past. Like, we're still doing middle-aged rituals. It's 2025. Still got relics, you know. And it's Catholic. You still go to Catholic churches and find pieces of dead people. It's like, I'm not kidding. They call them relics. It's like, what? This is holdover shit from, like I said, like the fucking Middle Ages. People realize that the Catholic Church itself was basically a pedophile factory where they piped in kids for these fucking pedophiles to abuse, and then when they were caught, instead of defrocking them and kicking them out of the church, they just moved them over to another town and didn't say anything, and so that they could abuse kids somewhere else. You know, and you're like, and it still exists. It was not torn down like it should have been. It should have been burnt to the fucking ground. It should be like, this is the most evil shit ever. It needs to be gone. But no, because the brainwash is strong. Same as Trump. It's like once you're brainwashed to buying into some shit, you see how much shit people will take. They still think that Trump cares about them, no matter what he does. When he tells them that the grocery prices are down, even though they know they're not, they don't say, hey, this is enough. Nope. Blame it on Biden somehow. We're fucked. And I know that's a bleak fucking view. That doesn't mean that your life is over and everything sucks. Like I came to the conclusion today that you there's no way you're going to change all this stuff that much. You know, so all you can do is try to enjoy your personal life as much as you can. And I do enough stuff like this so I don't feel like I completely checked out. I do care about people, and I want the best for humanity itself, right? But you can't get all wrapped up in it, or you just go crazy. Because I said you can't change. You know, what did somebody say? There's that song. I'd love to change the world, but I don't know what to do. Exactly. So I had to do just enough to make myself feel like I'm trying. And then I'm going like, now I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to go have a nice dinner with Laura and try to enjoy my fucking personal life as much as I can. Because that's all you can do. My mom was always like, you laugh all the time. I'd be talking about terrible things and laughing. Like, yeah, sorry, I have to laugh. Because that's all you can do. If I didn't laugh, I'd lose my fucking mind. You know. It's you gotta find the funny side. The humor will keep you alive. Humor and music has kept me alive this long. You know, it's easy to... That's why I said it's dangerous, because it's easy to find that dark place where you could just tell yourself like it doesn't, nothing matters, you know, you can't do anything and everything's horrible and terrible, and you see that guy from Dallas Cowboys the other day did that, right? Because it just proves to you all the money, all that, it can't buy you happiness. Happiness comes from within inside yourself. You have to find it yourself. You know, people always ask, would you change? You know, do you have regrets? And like, I have things I could have done differently, sure, but I don't really regret much because all the experiences that you have create you as a person. It's like the butterfly effect. If you went back and changed those things, you will become a fundamentally different person. You wouldn't be the same person you are today. The person you are is the sum of the experiences that you've had. So, yes, there's bad things, but if you didn't go through those bad things, you didn't have those scars, you wouldn't learn nothing. You wouldn't, you know, you would not grow as a person. If everything was perfect, like I said, everyone would just be fucking douchebags, selfish douchebags. Like, which is, a lot of people are like that already. But I mean, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. It's like, even the bad things in your life create the person that you are. Like, you wouldn't be that person. If you went back and changed those things, you'd fundamentally be someone else. And I like myself. I don't know about you. When you're an only child, you learn to like yourself. Because you're the only person around. You get used to the pleasure of your own company. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Daniele was sick, that's why I wasn't here. So hopefully he'll be back next week. Again, I thank all my loyal watchers and listeners. Without you, I wouldn't be here at all. And all the new people, thank you. And I said, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Tell them about the show. I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern. I am Bruce Leonard. This is Bruce Leonard Leans Left, while it's still legal. Please go out tonight. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your life. Don't get dragged down by all this shit. It's going to get better. Because that's what life is. It's up, it's down, and everything else is better. It's just like it. You just got to learn to ride the waves. So please, go out and enjoy your life. I love you guys. I'll be back Tuesday at 6 p.m. Thank you, I'm Bruce Leonard. Good night. Until that day, I'll keep my eyes shut tight. I do not want to